Yo, what's going on? Party people, it's your boy Jay here with another episode of A Moment with Jay. Uh yeah, lots to talk about, so let's get to it. First off, your boy isn't feeling fantastic today. I don't know what it is, man, and I just want to clarify this at the very beginning because if my vibe's a little bit off, um, mentally I feel fantastic. Mentally, yesterday I had a fantastic day. Everyone's in good health. Um, but I am not feeling good. I guess I'm not in good health today. Not mentally, though. I'm talking physically. I don't know what's up. Your boy woke up this morning feeling tired, and that's like whatever. So have some coffee. Usually I go for a walk, but there was a huge thunderstorm here, so I didn't go for a walk this morning. Tried to hit a workout, felt super super weak. Not even like weak, like physically, like I couldn't do the weights. Like like what's going on? And using way less weight than I even usually was. I was like, I'll just go through the movements today, and I was like, oh, this is exhausting. So then I was like, okay, clearly I'm not feeling it. And I was having some, even before I worked out, I was having some issues making decisions, like simple decisions, like should I do this first or should I do that first? When it didn't even matter, I just had to get things done. So your boy, I almost felt, even now, I still feel kind of almost like stoned, but I'm not stoned. So just having an off day, not feeling great. Hopefully, I'm not getting super sick or anything. So I'm really gonna rest today after I do this. I did uh, at least some of the things I like to do every day, which is work on some music, um, make some content. What I'm doing right now, making the podcast, and and move around a little bit. It's gorgeous outside right now, which is why it kills me. Like I am in such a good mood, and I like other than feeling off physically, mentally, I feel great. So I want to go out there and conquer the world and everything, but I just don't have it physically in me today, which is unfortunate. But that's just you gotta listen to your body too. I ain't trying to push it. I feel weak. I feel tired. So I'm gonna listen to my body, chill out, get the rest, and we'll get back at it hardcore the rest of the week. So if I was planning to do a really long episode today because I had so much to talk about, but we'll just kind of see how I'm feeling through this. And thanks for listening, regardless. I always dig the podcast, man. So much good comes from this little podcast, and I'm always so blown away how many people watch it every week. I'm like, huh? Wow, shit. So I always try my best, no matter what, to unless there's something crazy coming up, to always get this episode out. And I'm really excited. I got some really cool guests coming through over the next few weeks. So we'll hop into some guest stuff, especially now that the fundraiser is starting to come to an end. It's not over yet. We still got a couple big things to push. Um, you know, I think I guess that's the first thing I'll talk about. The fundraiser's been going uh, uh, good, and I'm grateful for it. Yeah, you could always be doing more, and you could always have gotten more attention and blah 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 blah. But considering everything, man, I just feel grateful and appreciated. Even thus far, the fundraiser has done what it's needed to do, and I just feel grateful. And yeah, it's been an interesting journey. We got about 2 weeks of the fundraiser left, and so if we could in these next few weeks even do just about double what we already did, I'll be so so grateful. and it will really help us out our situation and everything. But there's been so much content about that for all over the weeks. If you don't know by now, I'm a caregiver, and my mom's pretty sick, and I'm just trying to make sure that we can all thrive and take care of her, and everyone's living their best life and everything. You know what I'm saying? But I've made so much content about that, and there will still be. Sorry, pardon me. I'm telling y'all, man. And I'm like 3 cold brew coffees deep. Your boy is just your boy needs some rest. So that's why I got bear with me in this one. Um, but yeah, lots of content to do with the fundraiser. I know they'll throw a link in the video description too. You can donate or buy the vinyl, and man, you're gonna want to buy the vinyl. I'm gonna try to do some really special things over the next few years for people that buy the vinyl. So yeah. Anyways, I won't dive too hardcore into that right now. Another big thing that happened recently is I hit 300 days of eating one meal a day. When this comes out, it'll be like 303 or 304 or something. But I just recently hit 300 days of eating one meal a day, and I've lost 40 plus pounds, or 40-ish pounds right now. The goal is still to drop another 15-ish, and be around that 175-pound mark. uh, and I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. Even on the days when I'm not feeling good, or the days when I'm feeling lazy, there's a lot of this one meal a day that really benefits me. And it's mostly so that I'm not snacking on bullshit. That's the big thing for me. Is some days you be at home, you be bored, you be lazy, you just go be munching on garbage that you don't necessarily need. And so yes, I definitely miss doing that, but that's not a habit that's ever good. So it's like, even if I'm eating junk food, at least it's a little bit more controlled when I'm like, okay, this is what I'm going to eat tonight, because I can only eat it at one meal. So then I can kind of see it all. So there's been a lot of good, and I know I've said this countless times. Another thing on top of that 300 days of doing one meal a day, I also have done 300 days plus of fucking posting a video every single day. And people, it's so drilled into my head to just kind of record content, edit it, and put it together, that I've almost kind of forgot that I have been making and uploading content constantly for 300 days. No matter what, even if the video shit, even if I didn't want to do it, even some of the videos are like 2 minutes long. Other videos are fucking 45 minutes. So it's it's been interesting to see that, and to see how people have been engaging. And I can crank out content like crazy from just an iPhone, and some cheap Amazon lights and a cheap Amazon microphone. So once I finally get my paper figured out, and I can upgrade my the first thing that really needs to be upgraded is my computer, man. This computer, when I bought it, was 7 years old, and I bought it like 5 years ago. This computer is trash, and I do everything on it. I'm so grateful for it, even still. I think I bought it for $300 5 years ago, and it's still been kicking it. Olympus, the vinyl was crafted on it. Olympus 2, some of the demos for Mr. J and the Heartbroken Homie, those are all albums coming out. Have been made with this beautiful contraption. I mean, it's garbage. And it's funny, the mouse, the key, the like tracking pad on the laptop finally broke, and I needed Brandon to get me a mouse. So now I got this super cheap mouse, and I was like, wow, look how great I can use my computer now, because it was hard. Even I got some tech homie who was over the other day, and he came through, and it's like, let me show you this thing. And I was like, all right. And we couldn't download the software onto my computer, one, because my computer's too old, it wouldn't even let us download, and two, um he's like, man, can you do it? I can't figure out your fucking trackpad. And I was like, I know, man. It's like fucking, you have to so much force. And I was telling Brian even when I messaged him to grab me a mouse, my brother, I was just like, man, I need you to, I need, because I can't do this anymore. I was trying to drag and drop, and the way you have to do it, man, it's not the play. I couldn't do it. And I was getting frustrated. I'm like, I just gotta drag and drop this file. Well, my mouse isn't working. So what, man? So once I can get even just a better computer, and then once I can get better microphones, because I got some dope people that I can't wait to interview and have some conversations with. Um, but I want to make sure I have a little bit better of a setup, just a little bit better. But I got some good homies coming through that we're doing some podcasts with over the next couple of weeks. So I'm super excited about that. I still got to shout out the Moon because they've been big supporters of the fundraiser. I know I'm kind of circling back, and I also got to shout out Brooke from at Brooke and Canvas, is I believe her Instagram tattoo fundraiser next weekend, August 24th. So that's a huge thing too. That's super, super cool. Go get some dope artwork. Um, and all the proceeds again will be going to the fundraisers. Shout out Brooke. Shout out Dave and Trish from the Moon. Y'all the best, man. Y'all the best. And if you're ever around Edmonton, go check out the Moon. Especially every Friday night, they do Trish's Asylum, which is just a great, great comedy night hosted by the homie Nick Von Dubs, and who also has a podcast. And they do such cool things at the Moon, man. Such cool things. And yeah, so anyway, so 300 days of making content, 300 days of eating one meal a day, getting shredded, getting healthy, better art, healthier people will change the world. All that good jazz. Yeah, because there's some topics I really wanted to dive into, but I just don't got the energy today. You know what I'm saying? So, but I do want to say I was watching this show, and I thought this show was really good. It was on Amazon Prime, and it's called Outlaws. It's got like Christopher Walken in it, and it's like a comedy, action drama kind of thing. And I love anything when they involve comedy. That's how you get me, man. Make it funny. And it's a really good show. I thought it was really, really, really well done. And the last season just came out, uh, and I just finished it. And I was thinking to myself, that feeling after you finish a show that you really like. I watched 3 seasons of it, and it's not even one of those shows where it's like 3 season 24 episodes. I think the first season had 8 episodes, and each episode's like an hour, but it's like, second season I think had 8 episodes. Oh, that reminds me of that show, Cratopolis. There's this fucking crap Crapopolis, I believe is what it's called. I know I'm switching gears. Crapopolis, bro. And there's a bunch of English comedians that I really, really like. Matt Berry. Um, he's in another show that I really like called What We Do in the Dark, What We Do in the Shadows, or something like that. Same thing with IT Crowd. And Richard Iuardi is another uh, uh, English comedian, um, and actor. They're both actors, and man, those two dudes, their style of comedy is and acting is so unique and so hilarious to me that I'll watch if those two guys are in anything. I'll watch it. And a lot of times they're in this same things together, like the IT Crowd, or which is hilarious, hilarious show, or Crapopolis. Crapopolis is like a cartoon, but it's like has to do with like Greek mythology. Think of like The Simpsons or Family Guy, but like Greek mythology kind of vibes. I guess not really like family. Yeah, because it's like a family dynamic. Crapopolis, it's hilarious. I forgot about that show. I gotta watch it again. See if there's new episodes. Anyways, so I finished the show Outlaws, um, which really, again, really good show. Great character development, well shot. Um, Definitely recommend it, and it's funny, dramatic, and it's hilarious at times. But yeah, that feeling you get after you finish, something you're so invested in, like that show. I get it the same way if it's a movie you really like. Not all movies, but a movie you really like, and you're like, damn, that's the end. I'm disappointed that it's over because it was so good, and it made me think about things ending, and life and death, and it's like, damn, this was so good because it ended, because there's no way they could have kept it ended perfectly. Lots of things, characters learned lessons, characters grew, characters found their true selves, whatever. It ended really well, and that's because if it doesn't end well, it gives you a different feeling. It gives you a very different feeling. If you love the show and it has a shitty ending, you're like, huh? You don't get that same feeling. You're like, that's how they're gonna. You're almost upset. You're like, oh, that's what you're gonna do, you motherfuckers. It made me think about, it's like all things come to an end eventually. It also made me think about people who create content over the long form. And I know I talk about these motherfuckers all the time now, but Good Mythical Morning, those link, Rhett and Link, those motherfuckers. That would be sick to go on that show. That would be sick. Anyways, if y'all don't know, I knew these lights were gonna be an issue. Damn it! I don't got the energy to deal with it today, man. How we doing? How we still looking? Okay, good. Because those guys, you know, in the sun, they essentially make fun content almost every single day of the year. Well, I think I know they got kind of like a weird schedule where they do like 5 videos, and then during spring and summer they do 3 videos a week. But they also have multiple channels, and they're like a whole conglomerate of content creation. But like, they put out stuff on Rhett and Link, Good Mythical Morning, and Good Mythical More. Which Good Mythical More, they drop an episode on Good Mythical Morning, and then they drop an episode on Good Mythical More too. Oh, it's just the front door opening up. Man, see, that's what I'm saying. Your boy is just out to lunch today. I need to finish this podcast and go to fuck to bed. It's probably just my pops leaving or something. I'm excited about the tattoo fundraiser. I'm excited about the podcast coming out. I was still excited to do this podcast today because I'm telling you, I'm in a good mood. Your boy is just out of it today. Your boy is just I feel great. I just wish I wasn't. I wish I was feeling better so I could do some more stuff. Your boy is barely hanging on there. I won't. I'll write that down. I'm jumping all over the place today. That's what I mean. Um. So, anyways, Rhett and Link, Good Mythical Morning. They produce, and then yeah, in the summer and spring they drop like 3 videos a week instead of. Anyways, but they create content all the time, or Joe Rogan creating content all the time. And they got me thinking about, man, there's things like wrestling that create, it's these huge, drawn out storylines and character development. Ella's so into, my younger sibling is so into wrestling. I get told so much about it now. But again, there's so much to it, so many stories, and they create so much content. They're wrestling all the time. They're throwing so many events and so many big events. And then it got me thinking, I'm just gonna leave that light, man. And then it got me thinking about like soap operas. And it's like, damn, soap operas, years and years, dropping an episode Monday through Friday for years and years and years, decades. They have hundreds and hundreds of episodes. And then it got me thinking about comic books. And how comic books will take the same character, will take the same. There'll be fucking Superman, but then there'll be Superman, the Dark Superman, Superman with a tan, Superman, fucking yellow Superman, fucking Jamaican Superman. You know what I'm saying? There'll be 35 Spider-Man. Look at the Spider-Verses, all the fucking Spider-Mans and stuff, and I'm just like, man, there's these really cool things about, well, then it got me thinking about musicians too, and I was just like, yeah, there's artists like Kendrick Lamar and Adele that drop these albums once in a while, and they're these huge, amazing, beautiful things. And then there's the artists like Lil Wayne. Like that one year, Lil Wayne dropped like 200 songs, and I was just like, man, I love that there's these things, there's these there's these people that are like, no, I'm only creating a few things, and then there's these people that are like, fuck no, let's make it. The people need it, and I was just like, because I used to think you needed to do these big, amazing things, like your Kendrick Lamar things, where it's just like these, boom, oh, he's gone, he's back, or these Adele things, oh, boom, she's back, and everything's done to a T, and it's beautiful, and it's stunning, and it's innovative, and then there's Little Wayne, who's just fucking. This motherfucker's just trying things. He's here, he's there. New people he's doing a verse with, old people he's doing a verse with. He's making his own projects. He's doing collab albums, and maybe not everything's a home run, but who gives a fuck? He said one of the most motivating things to me. I saw him do an interview, Little Wayne. I saw him do an interview, and he was saying, the guy saying, he's like, when I was first getting into you, Lil Wayne, I was younger, and it's when Bear Share and LimeWire and all those motherfucking like Napster type things were coming. It's like most of your songs I illegally downloaded to hear, and I never related with anything anymore. I always remember the one Lil Wayne song, "Lighten Up My La 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 La," because I know he has another song called "La La La." So I can never remember what it is, but it's just, I'm just lighting up my la 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 la, and he does this. Born in New Orleans, raised in New Orleans, so I will always be thankful, New Orleans. I thank you, New Orleans. I thank you, Holly Grove. I, there's just this one song, and I remember downloading it on LimeWire, and I don't know why, but that one song very vividly, I remember downloading and listening. And so while he's doing that interview, I was like, damn, I wonder what Lil Wayne's about to say. Because I'm like, man, I would never say that to his face. But it's like, obviously, this motherfucker knows people illegally download his music. And you know what he said? He said, oh, that's cool, man. There's always another song. And I was like, damn, this guy is so just. In that moment, I was just like, damn. And it's actually, it's so simple, such a small little thing that most people would just be nuanced, like whatever. That's cool. Lil Wayne's dope, just like what a little head nod, whatever. And it's changed my perspective on making music and making content. And it's just like, yeah, that's cool. And it's just like, man, there's so many noises going on. You gotta remember, I'm not feeling good, so I'm getting fucking distracted like a little dog in here today, man. I just not with it. And it's really changed my perception of things, and about owning music, and about giving away music. And what is that beeping? I have no idea. Sorry. I know you guys can't probably hear it, but there's something beeping. And so it's really motivated me to almost uh, detach from my music a little bit more. Not while I'm making it. While I'm making it, I'm in it. But when it's time to make business decisions about the art, I can really detach myself and make better decisions now. Um, so that's one thing. Yeah, Lil Wayne's dope like that. But anyway, so I'm tying all these things together. So Lil Wayne's one of my favorite artists of all time. T Pain's one of my favorite artists of all time too. Just throwing that in there. But Kendrick Lamar is as well. Very few. I'm looking at To Pimp a Butterfly right there. It's right. Oh man, I can't wait to have my own albums. I got To Pimp a Butterfly right here, one of the greatest albums of all time. But some of my favorite albums and songs of all time are Lil Wayne songs. Man, that Lil Wayne album with 2 Chainz is super sick. I listen to that one all the time when I'm working out. I love that album. But that's what I'm saying. I wasn't listening to that album being like, this is the most innovative shit I've ever heard. Oh my god, look at this 2 Chain. 2 Chainz is a genius. Little one, but I'm fucking in the gym. Pressure, pressure. I'm just like, oh yeah, I love that album's sick. Talk about dope albums. I'm not even a fan of JPEG Mafia, and but my youngest sibling Ella messaged me, sends me the album, being like, "This is the fucking album of the year." I'm thinking to myself, sure, bro. I've given JPEG Mafia a couple chances before, and just not my style. I played this album, boom, instantly captivated from track one, beginning of track one throughout the whole album. Masterpiece. I was like, damn, this might be the best album of the year. The production on that album, talk about genius, talk about innovative. I know everyone was talking about the Charlie XCX album, Brat, and it's sick. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Um, I just don't think it's that sick. I don't think it's the crazy, but it is. It's fucking sick though. Don't get me. I'm not trying to downplay it, but I'm like this JPEG Mafia album. Man, look at these names. The artist names. Artists always have crazy. One of the other artist names I always thought was crazy was J Electronica. I was just like, man, that guy's got some sick albums too. So does Joey Badass. American All American Badass by Joey Badass. That's one of my favorite albums of all time too. Whew. I'm writing that down. I gotta listen to that. Um and he spells American with 3 K's. All kinds of things. And that's one of the reasons why it's cool when things ends, because then it's like it's because it got me even thinking about. I was like, even these very long things, like the Joe Rogan podcast, or Good Mythical Morning with Rhett and Link, or Little Wayne dropping albums. When they're these people are putting out lots of stuff. Eventually, they'll end too, and we'll look back and we'll be like, "Damn, this was crazy that this happened." And look what they did, and look how much they did, and how much it impacted your everyday life. Jordan Peterson is a psychologist lecturer. He just dropped this interesting thing. He dropped his own university, and it's like $500 right now a year. And his goal is to eventually make his certificate worth just as much as going to another university, but for like a tenth of the price or something. And he's got the craziest people doing lectures and whatever. Anyways, it's not a. I just thought it was really cool. I'm just trying to explain to you who this guy is. He's been a controversial figure ever since he got really famous. Oh man, what was the point I was going to make now? Fuck. I do that sometimes. I get caught up in the over explaining so that you understand who the person is or the concept is, and then I forget why I was explaining them. explaining it. Ah, it's gone. Damn it. It was such a good point. It was a point that wasn't even written down on this paper. I don't always do things, but I had so many things that I want to talk about. I'm gonna save a lot of it for a future episode just because your boy is fucking whatever. Um, I also seen I've been shouting out so many recommendations on this episode too. Adam Sandler's on Joe Rogan, and I cannot wait to hear that. I love Adam Sandler, man. That's one dude who's just. I think what he's done is just brilliant. Anyways, uh, I wanted to talk about not feeling good because one thing, one thing I do when I'm physically not feeling good is one try to get a lot of rest, um, and two is uh slam fruit. This is one thing over the last, I don't know, I would say handful of years that anytime I start to feel sick or anything, boom, I just up my fruit content through the fucking roof. And that's how I try to get over sicknesses. Is it the most optimal way? I think it is, because fruits and vegetables are so full of vitamins and minerals and the things that your body needs. And so uh, that's a huge focus. Right before I did this podcast, I went to H&W Produce. Oh, sorry. H&W Produce. It's not even late in the day or anything. It's like 11 a.m. I've been up for like 4 or 5 hours. I've had several coffees. Your boy is just defeated today. Um, I even wasn't. This chair is from the living room, and it's super comfy, and I love it for podcasting. Um, but I was even debating before I started the episode to just use this chair because I barely had the energy to pick up this chair, and I knew once I started podcasting and stuff, when the podcast episode was over, I have to bring it back in. Like that's how fatigued your boy is today. But anyways, I went to H&W Produce before this because I'm like, okay, um, I was gonna go to Booster Juice, and I was just like, okay, I'll just get some fresh juices, a couple wheatgrass shots, and I should be good to go. But I got uh, oregano oil, so I'll do some of that. That always seems to kill whatever's I got going on. And then they got this motherfucking thing called Maui juice at Booster Juice or something like that, and it's pineapple, orange, banana. And I was like, bruh, for whatever reason, that sounds like what my body needs today. So that's what I picked up. I got a fresh pineapple. It smells delicious. I'm gonna chop that shit up. I'm gonna juice some oranges and I'm gonna throw a couple bananas up in this blender, blend it up, drink that shit down, and just be flooded with nourishment. I'm still obviously I do one meal a day like I was talking about before, so I'll save that. I'll rest this afternoon. I'll probably make the juice right after I do this podcast, and then I'll make that juice. And then um, the one thing, and this is why I started doing juices and stuff like this when I'm not feeling good, because I don't think that stuff, especially just for the average person, including myself, I just don't think you need that much juice in your life like that unless you're extraordinarily athletic or you're trying to gain or like yeah, there's uses for it, I think. Because eating fruit I think is more beneficial than drinking juice. um but I think there's a balance because man, those smoothies and these drinks can get very high quality, very high calorie very quickly, and I think. But anyways, I'm not gonna talk shit. I love fruit and whatever. I try to stay away from it a little bit while I'm cutting. I know I've been cutting for a year, but I'm trying to hardcore cut now, and so you know, cutting out fruit for a little while, except for again when I'm not feeling good. Boom, bring it back, and then when I get my body back to where it needs to be, boom, let's cut this out. Just eat meat and veggies again. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing. And honestly, I'm probably gonna wrap it up here. Your boy is fading quick, if you couldn't tell. Um, but I'm glad I at least had the energy to get this out. So thanks for listening. Thanks for everyone who's been helping and promoting and has donated and who's bought a vinyl for the fundraiser. There's still a few weeks. www.primepurposemovement.ca or .com/donate. Link in the description. Thanks. Everyone likes, share, comments, engages with the content on TikTok, commenting on the videos. Everything really helps the algorithm, even if it's just a fucking little flame or whatever, hot J, whatever, man. Thank you, everyone, for all the comments, all the everything. Um, yeah, I hope you have a beautiful week. Sending you and all those that you love tons of positive vibration, tons of healing vibrations. I hope you achieve all of the things that you're working hard for. And uh, actually, let's leave on this thought. I was watching this thing and I was talking to my mom about it, and it was the concept that it's easy for us to have negative thoughts. It's easy for us to, oh, I suck, or it's easy for us to be jealous or hateful. Those are easy emotions to feel. It's easy when someone cuts you off to say fuck you. It's easy when someone belittles you to want revenge, or stuff like that. It's easy for you to feel sad. It's easy for you, to get depressed. Not you specifically, whoever's listening. I just mean all of us as humans. And it's easy for us to think, negative thoughts about ourselves and our situations, but ourselves in particular for this point. And this, I can't remember who was talking about this, but they were saying the thing you should judge yourself for is your actions, not your thoughts of yourself. And I was just like, that's powerful. Because it's like, bro, you're not judging other people on their thoughts because you don't know what their thoughts are unless they share it to you. But what they were saying is, it's like, man, judge yourself by your actions because your thoughts are, here or there. It was it's the same kind of concept with ideas are cheap, execution is where everything lies, kind of thing. It's kind of like the business thing. It's like everyone's like, oh, I have this really good idea, it's gonna make me $1 million, it's gonna make me rich, or I got a really good song, it's like, bro, the execution of that idea. It's like, yeah, everyone can have a thought, have an idea, but that's what I mean. It's like, what are your actions? It's like, oh, I'm fat. Like, for instance, I'm fat. I can't lose weight. But it's like, well, that could be taken two ways. It's like, well, are you going to the gym? Are you eating clean? Are you doing that? Are you actually doing all that you can to achieve that? And if you are, bro, feel good about yourself. Now, if you're not doing anything, if you're not doing those actions, then those thoughts are correct based on your actions, not on your thoughts, though. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just this idea of basing the judgment on yourself through the actions you're taking, and not, it's like, oh, I'm not very smart, but it's like, bro, you're studying, you're learning, you're growing, it's like, anyways, it was just a really, there was a few days, maybe a week ago, or actually it was maybe, I think it might have been the last podcast. I was talking about being in a rough headspace and stuff, but it's just like, it's ideas like that that are like, okay, let's start judging myself for my actions. And I'm like, there's so much in this world that you cannot control, and there's so much that is a roll of the dice. However, there is a lot that you can control. And how many actions are you putting in every day over the long run to achieve the things that you want to achieve? And it's like, damn, okay. And it's like, once you can do that, and it's judging yourself on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis. All right, this day sucked. And because this is idea too. There's this. You know, you're gonna have days that are gonna be your top 10% of days. That are going to be just maybe it's for business so that there's going to be days where you sell the most you've ever sold. I remember one time I dropped this one piece of merch and it sold $2,000 in a week, and that was the most of anything I've ever sold in the shortest amount of time. And same thing at World Health. 1 month when I was working at World Health, I sold 10 grand worth of personal training in 4 weeks. $10,000. I didn't have all that money because I split it. Obviously, there was a you have to split it with the company I'm working with, whatever. But I sold $10,000 worth of personal training or whatever the fuck it was. It might have been 12,000 or 15,000 or something in the slowest month of the year too. By the way, but anyways, that doesn't have to has nothing to do with the story. Um, I don't sell like that every month. I don't sell like that every day. Even even in that month, there was days in that month I didn't sell any personal training. Actually, most of those days I sold no training, but a few of those days I sold most training. And so it's talking about the 10% of your days where you're killing it. And then there's, the bottom 10% of your days where it's not even that you didn't sell training, but you lost money in your business for advertising, or something needed a repair that broke, or someone stole something, or, then your bottom 10%. And, and then there's a bunch of days that are going to be very similar for most of it, give or take. Slightly better, slightly worse, pretty much the same. And it's like that with everything. You're gonna have days where it's the top 10%. These are the happiest days of my life. And there's days that are the worst 10%. And then most of the days are gonna fluctuate in between there. And it's just a cool way of balancing things out. Keeping things. I used to be in the camp where I was overly optimistic. And I still consider myself an optimist, but now I'm just a little bit more based in reality. Maybe leaning more towards positive delusion, still, which, you know, I like that. If I'm going to be delusional, I'd rather be positively delusional, like, hoping. um, Setting too big of goals than no goals at all. Um, and it's just like, okay, there's days where you're going to sell 4 or 5 vinyls, and there's days where um uh a fee came out of nowhere, you know or your website domain is due, or your mouse pad stops clicking, and it's hard to even use the website to drop a motherfucking image on it. And anyways, so it's like you have these. Some days are gonna, and it simply comes back down to some days are gonna be better than others, but that's okay. You know, I consider myself. I used to think that you wanted to be happy all the time, but I think the key. I think it was a monk I was listening to, and he was talking about the difference between happiness and joy. And a lot of people want to be happy. He's like, you know, happiness is in the moment. It's a fleeting feeling. It's like sadness, fleeting feeling. Hearing sadness is fleeting. Depression is here. Same thing with happiness is fleeting. Joy is here, and that's what I consider myself now. Is I might not always be happy, but I'm always joyous, even on my worst days, even the days where I don't got it in me, like today. Well, you can even tell I do got lots of joy. Actually, I'm pretty even happy today. I just am not feeling well, and I think that's the thing that I, yeah, am hyped about. I got this joy in me that I don't think anything could ever take it away. It takes a lot of work to keep, But I think that's what mission and purpose and understanding your values and everything all comes from. Damn, that got really deep towards the end. Um, I got tired. I got super relaxed, and I didn't think I was gonna vent that much at the end. I didn't touch barely anything that I wrote down on this page too. I got the first. I didn't even get the second point. I got the first and the third one, and the fourth one, I guess. But I got some cool topics that I want to talk about that I've been really obsessed over lately. But those are for episodes to come. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening to me ramble. Thanks for just clicking on this video. If you made it to the end, you will real one too. I hope you have a beautiful week. Um, yeah, I wish you more love, more success. This has been A Moment with Jay.